Welcome back, it's Smashboss here. Today I want to showcase a new level creation mechanic that I found, and in this video I am going to explain how you can create more than 2 checkpoints, because as you know there's a limit of 2 checkpoints. You cannot use more, one in the overworld and one in the subworld. But I just found out that you can recreate something that acts just like a checkpoint. The important thing is that first you need to go through the level and get both of the normal in-game checkpoints. So right here there's just some section that you could make, and then you get to the first checkpoint. From there, if you come from here, you can now enter these 2 doors, or you can go along here. But let's try out the doors first. You drop on a Yoshi and you get a red coin, but it doesn't really help you. You can get up there, but then you're trapped by a ghost. And even if the ghost wouldn't be there, there's just nowhere where you can go. And that's exactly the same thing in the second door. So now I'm ignoring the ghost, or basically I'm faster than the ghost, but I can't jump anywhere, so there's nowhere to go for me. Unless I would be able to jump all the way up here, but for now that seems impossible. So the only way that I can go is this way right here. And here we have the second section. And well, it's not very important what you do in these sections, but later on you get to this pipe. And there's the second checkpoint, and this setup looks pretty familiar to the first checkpoint. You have 2 doors, and again, both of them lead to the same Yoshi contraption that you cannot pass. And so you also have to choose this way right here. That contains another section. And once you enter this door, then there's the first difference, because this time you will come out of this door and you will automatically drop down to a pipe, which lets you reactivate the first checkpoint. And if you go back up, you're reactivating the second checkpoint again. And the reason why this works just like a checkpoint is because the first time, if you enter it from here and the coin is still there, then there's no way around tonguing this coin. If you want to grab the spring, you will always end up eating the coin first. And while you eat the coin, in this time, the setup to the right makes it so that this thing goes up here and pushes the spring out of Yoshi's range. So if you grab the coin first, you're always too slow to grab the spring also. And that means, unless you've collected and saved this coin legitimately by going through this section and coming through this door, there will never be a way to get this spring. But once you went through this door and saved the coin, you are set back to this checkpoint right here. And now you can enter this door, and then the coin won't be there anymore. The only problem is you still need to be very fast. That's because if the setup would work slower, then you could also tongue the coin and the spring at the same time. So it needs to be really precise timer. But if you tongue the spring immediately, you can now, if you are fast enough, you can now go up to the top with Yoshi, and then you can jump off of Yoshi and progress in the next section. And that's how this whole setup works. it's all about saving coins, and since you have a lot of coins and you also have a lot of the rest of what this setup requires, I was able to make a level that has 6 checkpoints instead of 2 normal checkpoints. So I was able to add a whole 4 more checkpoints that will work for the player. And the good thing about this is, since it's not an in-game checkpoint, you also don't have to upload from every new checkpoint. So you still only have to upload it from the beginning, from the first and from the second checkpoint. But with this new technique you can create way more than just 2 checkpoints, and those checkpoints will always work for the player. So let's check it out in the play mode, then I can show exactly what this does. So once you've reached the second checkpoint, this is actually where the setup begins. Now, as I said before, we can try going into this door, and no matter how fast I try to tongue the spring, the coin will get in my way and I won't be able to grab the spring. And since I didn't save, the coin will also be gone. So the only way to progress for me is to do the next section and then get the coin and save. And now that I've saved the coin, I can enter this door again and grab the spring immediately. And since the coin is permanently saved now, it doesn't matter even if I mess up the next section. For example like this, then I will still restart at the checkpoint right here, and I will still have the coin that I need. And I can just do it over and over again. But before I get the coin, I will never be able to progress in this room. And then there's still one thing left. You have to make sure that the player is not able to get all the coins unless he is at the very end of the level and he cannot die anymore. Because if the player gets all coins, he will get a key, and if the player dies with a key, all coins will be reset, which would make the whole setup not work anymore. I mean, you could still beat the level if you do all these sections again, but that's normally not what you want to do. And that's why this last coin has to be at the very end of the level, or it can also be unreachable. Then you would have to make a normal exit without a key door, of course. But the important thing is that the player cannot get the coin and then die with a key. And that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed the video.